Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a Wednesday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and your Pittsburgh Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini. All smiles in the city of Pittsburgh today. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they're actually good. They just finished up a historic 6-game homestand, sweeping the homestand. Now they will head on the road for a couple of series before the All-Star break. But what a showing from the Battle and Bucks. We are going to talk all about them here in a matter of a couple of minutes. Also, we will chit-chat a little bit of a couple of stories related to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we will recap what the Pittsburgh Penguins have done so far with the NHL free agency period opening yesterday afternoon. First thing is first, if you are new here to the channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, feel free to like, comment, and share this video for, whatever you want to do. Leave any comments in the comment section. As you can see here, I think I put something in the comment section. Leave any comments, questions, thoughts, opinions that you have in the section there, and I can pop those up on the screen at a moment's notice, and we can talk about them that way. Going to get started here first today, ladies and gentlemen, talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates. Actual pride being taken in this team right now, and dare I say, are they good? I mean, I deep in my, mind believe that this is, just a brief commercial break in what has been a complete and total dumpster fire of a movie throughout the year. So we're going to take joy in it, at least right now, because the Bucks, a 6-game homestand sweep, taking all 3 games against both the New York Mets, which they are the highest active payroll in baseball, and the St. Louis Cardinals, who has been this team's pain in the ass, quite frankly, for years now. So going to get started talking about, what happened. 2 games have been played since we last talked. Of course, I was live yesterday afternoon for the opening of the NHL free agency cycle. But talking about what they did last night, Paul Skeens on the bump, after 3 games in which the Bucks just brought out the hottest bats known to mankind, scoring 30 runs against the New York Mets. We were all praying, please, with Paul Skeens on the mound, can we please get him a win, not have the bats, all of a sudden go completely quiet. Unfortunately, that was the case, but it was at least a defensive clinic by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Paul Skeens was in a jam in the top of the 3rd inning. Runners were on the corners with no outs. He was able to get himself out of that, struck out Mason Wynn, and then got a line out double play to end the top half of the 3rd inning. Tommy Pham in left field, he's not just swinging a hot bat right now. He is doing a hell of a job defensively. Ball was hit out to him in left field. Runner was sent home by the St. Louis Cardinals. Throw out at the plate. Good tag by Henry Davis there. That kept the game scoreless. Unfortunately, Skeens, no win in this game. He didn't take the loss either. A no decision for him. Pitched some pretty damn good baseball. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs allowed, had 1 walk and 5 strikeouts, 88 pitches. I think that's the 2nd start in a row now where he hasn't gotten above 90 pitches. I want to say in his last outing, he made 87 pitches back when, I think it was against, who was that against? He got hit around a little bit by one team. It might have been the Cardinals again, but Donnie Kelly again pulling him, pretty early. I'm sure he could have gone back out there for, maybe another batter or 2. But 88 pitches, 59 of those for strikes. Now a 2.03 ERA on the season for him. He is an NL Cy Young candidate. I mean, this guy just continues to mow down guys and unfortunately isn't getting the run support for it. Finally, the bats woke up at least for 1/2 of an inning. The Pirates late in the ball game got 2 on, runners at 3rd and 2nd with nobody out. Key Brian Hayes singled, Adam Frazier doubled. Henry Davis then continues to show progress with the bat. Got a pitch that was down and out of the zone. Really had no reason to go down, get that ball, and get it in the air to the outfield. Somehow he did. Runner comes home from third. It was 1-0 Bucks. Head to the bottom of the ninth. David Bednar on didn't have his best stuff to start the bottom half of that inning. I believe walked the guy, then got a 2-0 on another. Anyways, at that point, runners then got similar situation to the Bucks a couple innings prior. Runners at second and third with just one out. A ground ball to, would say not a ground ball, a chopper to Spencer Horwitz at first base. The infielders were playing up. Runner broke for the plate. Throw home by Horwitz was a good one. Henry Davis got the tag down on the runner. They reviewed it. He was out. The runner's hand probably would have been safe, but his hand hovered over the base, so he was out. Another of many great defensive plays last night. That ended up being the final score. A gutsy 1-0 win. That's the versatility that the Bucks have shown over these past 6 games now. They could either blow out their opponents like they did with the Mets, or they could, by the narrowest of margins, get the job done, winning 1-0, in which the bats fell flat, kind of par for the course for the entire season. So that was a 1-0 team victory for them, their 5th straight last night. It was also their 9th shutout win of the year. They officially, with that win last night, got Donnie Kelly's managerial record over 500, 25-24. That then improved this afternoon. It was a 12:35 start, and Mitch Keller on the bump for the Bucks. Hell of an outing for him, and the team actually gave him some run support. Well, kind of. O'Neal Cruz, he doubled, stole third, and then Tommy Pham, who's pretty much one of the main catalysts, if not the main catalyst, of this offensive breakthrough for the Bucks over the past week. He came through RBI single. That made it 1-0 Bucks. Mitch Keller, 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, walked 1, struck out 7, 97 pitches for him. He now lowered his ERA on the season to 3.64 and now holds a 3-10 record. I believe 2 of those wins coming in his last 2 starts. Also, congratulations, Mitch Keller. I believe it was his first strikeout of the day, his first or second strikeout of the afternoon, past Paul Maholm for most strikeouts in PNC Park history. So he now holds most strikeouts in that historic, beautiful ballpark's history. Congratulations to Mitch Keller on that. So he went those strong 7 innings. Then in the bottom of the 7th, the Bucks, they finally woke up their bats again. Another flurry of offense. Tommy Pham continued a hot streak, drove in his 2nd run of the game. I believe he was 2 for 3 in the ball game today. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, a 2-out RBI single for him, made it 4-0. Bucks got another run across as well, made it 5-0. Then pretty smooth sailing there. Dennis Santana served his 3-game suspension. He returned to action today. Scoreless inning for him. Isaac Mattson, the hometown kid, comes in, locks down the ball game. A 5-0 victory for the Pirates. They shut out the St. Louis Cardinals for the entire series. Not a single run scored by one of their biggest Achilles heels over the past couple of years. 6 straight wins for the ball club, 26-24. Don Kelly's record as manager. Just some other stats here. The Pirates, they have swept this 6-game homestand. This is the first time that they have won, that they have swept a 6-game homestand or more since July of 2004. Dan Zangrilli with that stat. The Bucks over this series, over the 6-game homestand, 43 runs scored, just 4 runs given up. This here from Opta Stats. That's the most runs scored over a 6-game span while allowing fewer than 5 runs in MLB history. A historic homestand for the Bucks. The previous most while allowing so few runs was by the Cincinnati Reds in 1884. They scored 42 runs according to Opta Stats in that span. This is also, the Bucks, not a single run allowed in their last 31 consecutive innings. The first time that has happened in quite some time. This is also the first time that they recorded 3 straight strikeouts, or 3 straight shutouts, since 2015, the last year that they made the playoffs. Historic, just jaw-dropping homestand by the Bucks. Going into homestand against the New York Mets, again, highest active payroll in baseball, and the St. Louis Cardinals, which they are, again, near the top of the division. And even though they don't have the star power that they once did, Adam Wainwright, Yadier Molina, Paul Goldschmidt, Albert Pujols, those guys, they are, long gone, but still they're pretty good. For the Bucks to go out and do this, and in the fashion that they did, blowing out the Mets, and then, in some cases by the skin of their teeth, battling and overcoming adversity against a good St. Louis Cardinals team. Very inspiring and very hopeful for maybe this team. We've said on this channel for months now, season's already over. Tell you what, they're about to go on a road trip here, 10 days till the All-Star break. They're off tomorrow, and then they'll return to action starting on Friday against a good Seattle Mariners team. They got probably the hottest hitter in baseball right now, called Cal Raleigh, amongst some others. Julio Rodriguez is there as well. But I gotta tell you, the Bucks, let me pull up their standings right now. Here, 5-0 victory today, 1-0 yesterday. They won game 1 of this series against the Cardinals, 7-0 as well. But the Pirates here, let me get their standings officially up here, waiting for it to load. 4-10 is the first game of that 3-game series against the Mariners. Where the heck are the standings here? I cannot find the standings here. Anyways, the Bucks, they're still well down in the bottom of the division. I think they're 10 games out of a wild card spot, if I remember correctly. But if they finish, strong, maybe, I don't know how many games they have left before the All-Star break here. But here, hang on. I have it now, the schedule here. Mariners for 3, Royals for 3, off again next Thursday, and then against the Minnesota Twins to head into the All-Star break. If they could maybe, over these next 9 games, they take 6 of them, 7 of them, something like that, get another series sweep or 2 in that span, they could be in a whole hell of a lot better position, for a wild card than what they were a month ago. I'm not saying, oh, let's see if the Bucks can, claw out of this. I think definitely now, with this 6-game homestand, instead of, being hardcore sellers at the deadline, be buyers as well. Go get a bat that, might not necessarily help you this year, but go get a bat that is going to definitely, make you guys in a more favorable position this time next year. If you trade Mitch Keller to, the Chicago Cubs or something, make sure you get back maybe Ian Happ in that deal, or at least their top hitting prospect who's in AAA ready to come into the majors, just, blocked by circumstance. Or if you trade a guy to Boston, I think they got a plethora of young outfielders, Cedane Rafaela, Wilyer Abreu, Roman Anthony. He's kind of untouchable. You would have to, probably trade off Bubba Chandler to get him. But make sure at the deadline, if we're shipping off guys, so be it. But you better be damn sure that you're going to help this team end the season strong, whether it results in, for some miracle, a wild card berth or not. but make sure that you bring in someone that's going to help your team to finish off this year strong and be contenders next year, be at the top of the division heading into next year's All-Star break. But like I said, just wrapping this first segment up here, absolutely encouraging homestand by the Bucks. Now they are going to have another tough test. The Mariners, they're a tough team, got the hottest hitter in baseball, like I said. Go to Kansas City Royals. I think the Royals, they have had kind of a mediocre season to this point, but they're still, they got their sluggers that you will need to go up against. Bobby Witt Jr., Jack Caglione, who just got called up to the big leagues not too long ago. And then you wrap up the first half of the season with the Minnesota Twins, which they're always a tough team for the Pirates to face. So what do you guys think of how the Bucks are doing? Let me know in the comments below. Let's go to the comment section right now. Freight Train, welcome. Here but working, can't chat right this second. Well, hey, I appreciate you stopping in here, Freight Train. As always, much love to you and to all 7 of you in here right now. I appreciate you joining. Like and share this stream right now. Comment in the live section any thoughts, opinions, questions. Just like Freight Train there. We are up to 457 subscribers on the channel. Gained 2 more overnight. Was live yesterday afternoon for the beginning of the NHL free agency period. So now today we are catching up on some of the other Pittsburgh sports news relating to NHL free agency. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins here for a minute. Was live yesterday. Got to hear a couple of their deals that came in. But first things first, heading into yesterday, talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates, we all knew that this was going to be a not-so-active free agency period for the Penguins. Just exactly like David Pagnotta said here, we all figured it. He just, put it out there. The Penguins, they're open to moving out veterans via trade. We saw one of those happen yesterday. I'll get to that here in a minute. But as for what they are going to do in free agency, what they've done and what they will continue to do, they're not going to pursue any high-value targets. They're going to bring in depth players, young guys, from around the league who maybe didn't get a fair shot with their old teams. 2-3 year maximum deals being given out, and that was going to be it. That's what we saw yesterday and today, just catching you guys up on the deals that the Penguins have made so far. Talked about this one a little bit yesterday. Defenseman Parker Wotherspoon from the Boston Bruins, and before that, the New York Islanders. The Pens picked him up on a 2-year, $1 million deal, or a 2-year, $2 million deal, $1 million per year. Left shot defenseman will probably be a third, if not at most, second pairing left shot defenseman. The Pens needed that anyway. Like the way that this guy's played, he seems like a pretty dependable defenseman. Like, you know what you're getting in him. He's not going to go out there and generate offense, but he will at least, do his job, carry his weight as a third pairing defenseman, and you won't be, pointing the finger at him too much as a problem. Second pairs of signings of the day, couple of restricted free agents being brought back, Philip Tomasino and Connor Dewar. They were each brought back on 1-year contracts. Both of them trade acquisitions last year. Dewar at the trade deadline from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tomasino, who I still have high hopes for if you give him an increased role with this team. He signed a 1-year, $1.75 million deal. Meanwhile, Dewar, $1.1 million. He's been brought back. Those guys, they're going to be fringe second, third liners. Could even, be fourth liners if this team was competing. Glad they're back. Really have, good vibes about them as role players on this team. Second legitimate free agent signing that the Pens made yesterday, Justin Brazeau, 6'6" forward from the Minnesota Wild. Before that, I believe he was with the Boston Bruins. A 2-year deal for him, $1.5 million. I like this signing. Big body, stick him on the fourth line, tell him to go out there, knock some bodies around. I think he can hold his weight in a scrap as well. Same thing with Parker Wotherspoon. But I love that identity signing right there. Going to use that massive that massive size to sort of shift this team from a team known to have little guys that, gotten pushed around for the past couple of years to where we get some grit and some sandpaper down on the depth of this team. And you better know now that if teams go out there, if they give Sidney Crosby or Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, even though Tanger can hold his weight, if you go out and you mess with one of these star guys, Rickard Rakell, Brian Rust, if they're still here by the time the season starts as well, you mess with those guys, just know 6'6" Justin Brazeau, Connor Dewar, who he's, a smart plug. He'll go out there and hit stuff. Boko Amama, Parker Wotherspoon, those guys, they're going to come over the bench, and they're going to make sure that you do not view this team as pushovers. Moving into some deals from today, one that was reported yesterday, but it was not made official until today. The Penguins signed right winger Anthony Mantha to a 1-year deal. Mantha, 6'5", in his early 30s. I like this deal. I saw some people say that, this probably going to mean that Rakell or Brian Rust are going to be out the door and Mantha is your second line winger. Not necessarily. Could Rakell and Rust be, traded? Absolutely. But does Mantha's signing mean guaranteed that one of those guys are gone? Not quite. This right here is your typical move, not to have him on the team throughout the whole year, but to where you can get a half-decent draft pick for that guy at the trade deadline. Last year, Mantha, he was with the Calgary Flames. I believe he only played in 13 games, scored 7 points, but also was dealing with a leg injury. I think it was an ACL injury he suffered, so he was out the rest of the year. Signed him 1 year, $2 million. Before going to Calgary last year, was with the Washington Capitals. Did all right there. Before that, was with the Detroit Red Wings. Was a hell of a forward there, power forward. You bring him here, 1 year, $2 million base salary, or excuse me, $2.5 million for 1 year. Can also make $2 million in bonuses. I think according to Puckpedia here, he gets an extra million if he, plays the whole year healthy. But 30 years old, right winger, left shot defenseman, 6'5", 7 points last year. I don't see him scoring just 7 points this year. I sure as hell also don't see him playing just 13 games. If you get this guy to play, anywhere between 40 and 50 games before the trade deadline, and I think he can, get up to 15, maybe even 20 goals, get him around the 30, 40 point mark. He's going to fetch you a third-round pick at least, maybe even a second-round pick at the deadline. I love that pickup. Also, again, size, put him in the bottom six, put him on the third line. He'll go out there, can skate well too. Wonder how the ACL injury will affect that. But again, another size pick there. Couple of minor signings here today. Raphael Harvey-Pinard, forward from the Montreal Canadiens, and defenseman Phil Kemp from the Edmonton Oilers. They sign NHL deals, as reported here from Wes Crosby, with the Penguins, a 1 year $775K deal for Harvey-Pinard, a 2 year $775K per year deal for Kemp. Even though they're NHL deals, I think these guys are in their mid-20s, mid to late 20s. Don't know too much about them. Do have heard of Harvey-Pinard before, but even though they're NHL deals, they're going to be bouncing back and forth between the minors in the NHL. If I had to guess, probably they'll be the guys when they're in the NHL. Half the time they'll be sitting in the press box, but hey, at least you'll give them an opportunity to make something of an NHL career with them. Another signing, this one 3 hours ago now, the Pens bringing in another defenseman, left-handed defenseman, Alexander Alexeyev. I have heard of this kid before, 25 years old, formerly of the Washington Capitals. I think he was a pretty highly touted prospect for them before, but then for some reason or another, he couldn't stick in the NHL or, get a long-term shot with them. Played in 8 games last year, recorded no points, was a first-round pick of the Capitals in 2018. He now comes to Pittsburgh on a 1-year, $775,000 league minimum deal, just like Harvey Pinard. Maybe he gets a shot here. Maybe he won't. That's a question for another day. I will say I have no idea. This now I'm seeing here. I did see this. This is back on May 20th. He was arrested and hit with pepper spray by, I assume, Washington police, Arlington County police, right there, charged with public intoxication. So hopefully whatever that situation is behind him and he can get a fresh start with a new team. Former first-round pick coming in on a league minimum deal. I like that for the Penguins. A couple others here. These AHL signings. Taylor Gauthier, goaltender down in Wilkes-Barre. Hear a lot of good things about him. He's back. Also, Aiden McDonough. Not sure if he's a forward or a defenseman. He is with the now Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, former Charlotte Checker. So those are the signings for the Penguins. I did mention talking about how they're going to do some, minor signings, league minimum contracts, not bring in too high-profile players. Did say also that they are going to trade away some veterans. We saw the first of that yesterday. Alex Nedeljkovic, goaltender for the Penguins for the past couple of years, scored a goalie goal last year. Pretty exciting for him. He got traded last night to the San Jose Sharks in exchange for a 2028 third-round pick. The Penguins also adding that they now have 28 picks over the next 3 NHL drafts, including the 13 picks that they just made last week. 16 of their 28 picks over the next 3 years are in the first 3 rounds, including the one they picked up for Nedeljkovic. I will say, happy for Ned. Things last year might not have gone so well with the Pens, but when we got Nedeljkovic, came in, had a lot to prove, was, really one of those tweeners between the NHL and AHL. And for a time, 2 years ago, year before that, came in, was stellar. Even took the crease away from Tristan Jarry, which, Jarry didn't do that much to, warrant keeping it in the first place, but was a hell of a goaltender for the Penguins, especially 2 years ago, back when the Pens, they were on the outside of the playoffs looking in. I think they went on like a 10-game, 10 consecutive games in which they went 8-2-1 or something like that, almost got the Pens back in the playoffs, really raised his draft stock. Not sure his contract situation. This might have been the final year of his deal coming up, but hey, third-round pick. He goes out to San Jose, which San Jose, they're looking to be buyers, get their team rolling in the right direction. If Ned can continue what he did here, for the majority, I think it'll be a good investment by the Sharks and a good investment by the Penguins, getting a third-round pick for him. Some other things that this means, shipping Nedeljkovic off. I think, at least for the time being, Tristan Jarry still going to be on the team. It's going to be a challenge for Kyle Dubas to get an NHL team to take on his contract without, giving up a pretty good asset or assets in the deal as well. Talking draft picks or a good player or prospect. But on the bright side, one of Yoel Blomqvist or Sergei Murashov, they are now going to get the full-time backup role with the Penguins, and they will get a chance to show their promise that they've proven down in the AHL up at the NHL level. So thank you, Alex Nedeljkovic. Welcome to Pittsburgh. All of the various signings that the Penguins have made and I'm sure will continue to make here over the next couple of days and weeks. Just some other things here. some former Penguins that were on the move yesterday. Just going to blow through these real quick. Jeff Petrie, former Penguins defenseman, he goes to the reigning back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers on a one-year league minimum $775,000 deal. The LA Kings, happy for these two former Penguins, both of them defensemen, but the Kings signing these two guys to the deals that they got, absolutely insane. But hey, congratulations on getting the payday, boys, and taking advantage of a highly beneficial players market. Cody Ceci and Brian Dumoulin, they are each going to the LA Kings. Ceci on a 4-year, $4.5 million per year deal. Dumoulin, 3 years, $4 million per year. Congratulations to both of them. Tanner Pearson, he goes on a 1-by-1 deal to the Winnipeg Jets. Same thing with Matt Murray, two-time Stanley Cup champion Matt Murray. Not really sure what's been going on with him over the past really half decade now of his NHL career. Ever since he left the Penguins, I know he's gone through some stuff off the ice. Went to the Senators, couldn't hang there, then ended up in Toronto. Don't think he had much time in the NHL there around, but maybe this is a fresh start for him out in a new place with the Seattle Kraken. 1-year, $1 million deal for him. Hope he gets a chance to turn his once very promising NHL career around. Former Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguin from last year. Think he might have been up in the NHL for a game or two. Boris Tkachuk. He signed a 1-year, 2-way deal with the Tampa Bay Lightning, so he'll still be bouncing back between the NHL and AHL. Penguins legend Mikael Granlund, one of Ron Hextall's worst trade acquisitions, signing a 3-year, $7 million per year deal with the Anaheim Ducks. Of course, Granlund, after flaming out horribly, crashing and burning with the Penguins, goes to the San Jose Sharks, then gets traded to the Dallas Stars, had a hell of a showing with the Stars, especially in the playoffs, and now he gets a good payday with the Anaheim Ducks. Lars Eller, who was on the Penguins last year, he signs a 1-year deal with the Ottawa Senators. I don't have the salary on that, but Lars, he'll be playing in Ottawa next year. And the final one that I've seen related to the Penguins here, one guy who I thought maybe they could have brought back, or before they traded him last year, could have extended, Cody Glass. He is, after all, staying with the New Jersey Devils, the team that the Penguins traded him to, on a 2-year, $2.5 million per year deal. So lots of former Penguins getting paydays elsewhere. Lots of pretty good deals getting signed all across the NHL yesterday. But the Penguins, they're the team, really. Elliot Friedman has said this. We're all, saying it as well. It is rebuild time. It is today, yesterday, the tank for Gavin McKenna has begun. Penguins, they will keep doing this for the rest of the year. And for those of you asking, are they trying to become the worst team in the NHL? Literally, yes, because there is a very bright light at the other end of that tunnel. Slight chance that the Penguins get him, but it's a chance that you have to take nonetheless, tanking for Gavin McKenna. So in all, Penguins, minor signings yesterday, 1-2-year deals. They still have, after the Alex Nedeljkovic trade, $17.5 million in cap space. Don't see them adding too much more to that. And if you're one of those people who says, why aren't the Penguins, still trying to win with Crosby, Balkin, and Letang, especially this year? This, I think, is going to be the last hardcore year, especially if the Penguins do end up getting Gavin McKenna, that you see them, having this type of off season. Also, I scrolled past this again on X. The free agency class this year, it was very thin, especially coupled with the facts that a lot of players ended up re-signing with their own teams. Brock Besser, Florida Panthers, they kept Brad Marchand, Sam Bennett, and Aaron Ekblad. Evan Bouchard stayed in the Oilers. The real high-ticket you know, item was Mitch Marner, and he didn't even hit the open market. He got traded to the Vegas Golden Knights and ended up signing there. So this was not the free agency class to go out heavy spending. Next year, though, there's current free agent class for 2026. Highly unlikely that, at least half of these guys end up getting to the open market. But let me just read through them here. Connor McDavid, Jack Eichel, Kirill Kaprizov, Kyle Connor, Artemi Panarin, Martin Necas, Jason Robertson, Alex Ovechkin, Adrian Kempe, and Alex Tuch. Again, unlikely that probably most of those guys end up hitting the market, but if at least 3 or 4 of those guys out of that list hit the market, the Penguins, with that salary cap space, $17.5 million, they then will go big game hunting, I believe. So that's all the news for the Penguins right now. Expect a bad year, but hey, it's all hopefully will be worth it going and getting Gavin McKenna. Hopefully having, again, the blessing of having a transition from one all-time great to another all-time great. We've seen it before. Lemieux, even though it was for, half a season, if that, passing the torch to Crosby. And now, hopefully, if we, fingers crossed, get Gavin McKenna, have the unbelievable fortunes of drafting another once-in-a-generation player, we can then, hopefully for a little longer than just half a season, see the passing the torch from Crosby and McKenna, and possibly be back in the playoffs contending for the Stanley Cup in the twilight of Sid's career. Okay, now 42 minutes in this. I've been rambling on, but hey, lots of news to catch up on here after I was only live yesterday afternoon. We'll say this, Thursday, tomorrow, we will be live back here again. Normal time between 5:30. And then Friday, going to be honest, no clue what I am going to do Friday yet. I understand it is going to be the 4th of July. So with that, right now, leaning towards not doing a live stream Friday night, because I understand most of you viewers here, 4th of July, everyone's going to be doing their own thing. I'm sure family functions, grill outs, fireworks shows, all that. So barring massive news or a ton of news, probably leaning towards no Friday stream right now, but we will be back here tomorrow night. 6 of you in here right now. If you are new here to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, feel free to like and share this video and comment in the live chat. If you have any thoughts, opinions, questions, make your voice heard. I can pop up those comments on the screen here at a moment's notice, and we can interact that way. Moving here into some Steelers news, really a tiny bit of Steelers news here. This right here, the main thing, Jalen Ramsey. We are still dissecting all the craziness of that trade Monday. I mean, I'm still, a little bit stunned at it. Getting Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, that's the stunner in and of itself. And then also sending Minkah Fitzpatrick back down to Miami, absolutely crazy. We talked about it again and again here, what we all think on it. I've, with a couple of days now to think about it, probably a A+ trade for the Steelers. Defense, especially the passing game last year, was one of the worst in the league, and part of that was Minkah Fitzpatrick. Especially, I think he's one of those guys that Mike Tomlin expects to be one of the more key communicators on defense. And from time to time, we saw broken plays, and especially broken plays in which you see Minkah Fitzpatrick trying to track down a wide open receiver who's sprinting towards the end zone. So again, Minkah, can't say any more nicer things about the type of player he is and the person he is. Off the field, grade citizen and teammate from, all the stuff that we've seen, not being in that locker room, and also seemed to embody, at least for most of his tenure, what it means to be a Steeler, the work ethic, the, style of play, the way he hits, all that. But with that, paying him what? $21 million, $23 million, something like that. Anyway, whatever money the Steelers were paying him, paying that much money, getting just, one interception in the last 28 games, that is not a return on that investment that you can have on your defense. So if trading a good person, but a player that hasn't produced in Minkah away to bring back a corner who maybe some people don't necessarily like because you can call him, loud, cocky, arrogant. I count, at least most of that as confidence, but you get a guy who's going to be more productive. I'm going to take that every single, 9 times out of 10 when I make a trade. And with Jalen Ramsey here, we're not only going to get that, we're also going to get some versatility here. As you see right there on the banner, Jalen Ramsey to be used as a safety. That came from Mark Caboli, Steelers correspondent for the Pat McAfee Show on 93.7 The Fan today. He said, quote, talking about Jalen Ramsey, they see him as an outside corner, slot corner, and safety, so he's going to play all around, be kind of like a defensive version, hopefully way, way better, a defensive Cordero Patterson. He'll bounce all around, play safety, play some slot corner, which I think is where he's going to start out playing the most because Joey Porter Jr. and Darius Slay, they're pretty much set as outside guys. Maybe you can have Slay play a little bit of safety as well, but hey, Ramsey has, even if it's, maybe just by a little bit, think he'll produce more than Minkah, also brings the versatility and, isn't shy of the contact either like Minkah. So good trade from the Steelers. Also bringing in Jonnu Smith, a whole other conversation. I think the Smith addition, Jonnu, that will pretty decently damper the expectations and likelihood of adding a wide receiver too. Just looking here, if you want to go by, Steelers pass catchers, you're looking at DK Metcalf, number 1, Pat Freiermuth, number 2, Jonnu Smith, number 3. And behind those 3, wide receiver, high expectations and, high praise, high hopes still for Calvin Austin. He took a pretty marginal step in his overall play last year. And Roman Wilson, can't forget Roman Wilson, 3rd-round pick 2 years ago, missed all of last season, looks in phenomenal shape, looks damn good. Again, it's only football in shorts and a helmet, but he looks good, hopefully ready to take a pretty decent-sized role with this team. And then below those, 2 tight ends and 3 wide receivers, I'm not sure what else, you could really go out there and get, because then you're looking at guys who could maybe, go in there and catch a pass here from time to time, but also guys for special teams. That's when you get Robert Woods, and then you got Ben Skoranek, Scotty Miller, guys who, play both sides of the swing from both sides of the plate there, play special teams and on offense. So, again, great trade. Welcome again, Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey to the Steelers. By the way, everyone, I'm sure, gonna be ordering jerseys left and right. Taking this as pretty official, Jalen Ramsey posting yesterday to his Instagram and to his X account a jersey with his name on the back of it and the number 5. So I'm gonna take it that Cam Johnston, the punter, will need to be finding a new number. Ramsey will wear number 5. At least I hope, Johnston had the wherewithal saying, hey, this, arguably all-time great corner who's making, 20 times the money that I am. at least slide me, a couple $1,000 my way for the number. So we'll see if Johnston ended up getting any compensation for that and what his new number will be. But Jalen Ramsey will wear number 5. Okay, before I get into the more Pittsburgh news segment of the program, going to do a quick stroll here through Twitter, see if there's anything new going on that I have missed since I have been live. Excuse me. Seeing a picture here. Seeing a picture that a lot of people are going to be happy seeing. Going to talk about that here in a minute. Actually ties perfectly into one of my extra news segments. Also, I guess I will get this out of the way here as one of my first extra news segments. Love is in the air in Pittsburgh, apparently. Congratulations. I think it was Daniel Ekuale. He earlier this week got engaged. Also, we got another engagement. Y.A. Black, Steelers' 5th-round pick out of Iowa, who Mike Tomlin calls an F-350. Massive defensive tackle. Apparently, he just popped the question to his now fiance, and they're engaged. So, congratulations to Y.A. Black. Got some news here, not Pittsburgh sports related, but it relates to me being live yesterday for the opening of the NHL free agency. Maxim Shabanov, the top free agent coming over from Russia and the KHL, he is signing with the New York Islanders. There were speculations whether he would go to the Flyers, possibly somewhere else, but it's the Islanders who he ends up with. A 1-year deal, $975,000, a rookie deal. Oh. I'm seeing something here. Okay, never mind. That is not true. Okay, we are going to begin the more random news story segment of the program. Going to stick with football here to start this. Aaron Rodgers, in his first press conference as a Pittsburgh Steeler, said that, he knows he just joined the team. He only did individual drills during minicamp. He said that to gain more chemistry with his teammates, he was going to give a really tough sales pitch to his wide receivers and tight ends to get them out to Malibu, where he lives in his off time, to work out. Well, the boys, they've officially arrived. I was, going to say, at least one of them arrived. A video on Ben Skoranic's Instagram shows him playing some basketball with Aaron Rodgers. So I guess completing passes that one way. But 3 minutes ago, a picture, I'm at least seeing it here from Zachary Smith, probably posted on social media somewhere. The boys, they are out there on the practice football field. Aaron Rodgers and the guys. Let me share my screen here for a quick second to show you guys what is going on. There it is, right there. Rodgers, right there, blue shorts, as always. Not sure where this field is. It might be, not sure if this is possibly the community college that he started his collegiate football career with. Doesn't look like it is UCLA, where he and DK Metcalf, worked out together before. But looking here, good group. Rodgers, of course. Buzz cut Roman Wilson. He got a haircut. DK Metcalf, of course, right there. Calvin Austin, which, by the way, someone's going to crop this. Football, such a great sport where you can have so much height disparity between these two guys, and they still play the same position. Absolutely amazing. So Metcalf there, Calvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth, And then Scotty Miller here. At least I think that's Scotty. That's definitely Ben Skoranek. Yeah, I want to say that's Scotty Miller. If not, I bungled that. But the wide receivers and Elise Fryermuth out there. Wonder if Jonnu Smith seeing this, if he'll get out there as well. By the way, Jonnu, we have heard from him now. We'll share my screen here in a moment. He, just like Jalen Ramsey, also put out a video today hyping up his arrival to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me pop it up right here. Unlike Jalen Ramsey's, Jonnu actually talking in this one here. We'll try to... try not to get the audio in there, but Jonnu right here posting a video. Create your own narrative. Let's get to it. Similar images to what was in Jalen Ramsey's video. Wonder if the same media guy did it, but again, excited. Can't be more excited about Jonnu Smith and his addition to the offense. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him, and coming off a career year, hopefully he continues that success with a familiar offensive coordinator in a familiar system with Arthur Smith. Moving on here, some other Steelers news. This right here caught a lot of people by surprise, and he has since deleted the original post. Brett Kiesel feeling some kind of way last night. Strong words from the former defensive cornerstone for the Steelers, posting last night on his Twitter, really miss the city of champions. Pirates want to lose. Steelers paint a pretty picture, but haven't won a playoff game since January 2017. Pens haven't been competitive since 66 Mario Lemieux sold the team. What happened to standards, or what happened to our standards? Hashtag run it back. Very vocal. This sort of came out of left field. I haven't taken Kiesel as a guy who's, been super outspoken on social media about this stuff, but just, pulling the pin on the grenade and tossing it out there for the world to see. He has since deleted the tweet. He did post a comment to the deleted tweet that is still up, saying, "Forgive me for venting, everyone. I want to see the next gen get a parade downtown. Hashtag run it back." So don't think that he got backlash for that, post, which, by the way, really not any too, much wrong things said there. Pirates want to lose, even though they're on a hot streak, they're still, pretty much completely out of it, contending for a playoff opportunity. Maybe this win streak will do something, give them some confidence and some mojo heading into the All-Star break, and then we'll see what happens from there. Still a long shot, but yeah, Pirates want to lose. We've heard time and time again from fans, insiders, media personalities, that the Pirates, they paint a pretty picture. They say all the right things, but they don't back up their words with their actions. The Steelers paint a pretty picture, but haven't won a playoff game since January 2017. Again, a true statement here. Maybe, hopefully, they're in a right direction for short and long-term success, going all in this year, bringing in Aaron Rodgers for this one-and-done year. DK Metcalf here long-term. Jalen Ramsey probably going to be here long-term as well. Some nice young pieces brought in over the past two drafts, and the Steelers, they have draft capital to possibly secure their quarterback of the future in the draft next offseason. And the final one here, the Penguins haven't been competitive since Mario Lemieux sold the team. No lies detected there. Ever since Lemieux sold the team to Fenway Sports Group, the Penguins have been on a steep but steady decline. And it's kind of par for the course with Fenway Sports Group, if we're being honest. I'm not too knowledged on what all they own, what sports teams they own. I know they've owned a soccer club before, not sure if it was Liverpool or Chelsea that they've owned before, but anyway, whenever they took over that team, I think that team, took a dip in, production and efficiency. They might have sold him. I don't know. They own the Boston Red Sox, which the Red Sox, they've been middle of the road. Maybe they made the playoffs a couple of times, but they've been middle of the road since Fenway took them over. And hell, the Red Sox, they traded their top player, Rafael Devers, earlier a couple of weeks ago to the San Francisco Giants. So things not going well there. And now the Penguins will say, even though Fenway's the ownership, which haven't, strangely enough, heard anything on the story of Mario Lemieux, Ron Burkle, and David Morehouse at least having interest in buying back the Pens. Haven't heard anything of that since that story came out a week or so ago. But at least, even though the Pens suck right now, will suck next year, maybe the year after that, they're in the right direction. For the most part, tearing things down. Going to have a bottom year. Hopefully get a high draft pick. Hopefully the number 1 first overall pick and get Gavin McKenna. But not much wrong said there from Kiesel. As for him deleting the post and then leaving that comment, I don't think it was necessarily people, giving him backlash or someone telling him to take the tweet down, which, I don't think anybody's going to tell Brett Kiesel to do anything. I think that's him just, maybe saying, all right, I got my, opinion out there. Exactly. Forgive me for venting. He just wants what's best for the city, just like all of us. He's now, with his playing career over, he's a fan like you and I. He just wants to see what's best for the team. Moving along here, haven't read Jerry Dulac's latest piece for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, but as you know, Dulac tied in pretty decently with the Steelers. He's had his fair share of hits and misses on information over the past couple of years, but he has said coming out here, TJ Watt does want to become the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL with his next contract. That would mean getting paid higher, of course, than Myles Garrett, which, of course, I think TJ, even though he's not a hardcore petty dude, he wants to get an edge on Myles Garrett in any way possible. We'll see if the Steelers, give in and give Watt that money. We'll see if Watt will, like last time he got a contract, bypass his agent and sign a deal. Still, reading this, there is in no way, shape, or form any reason to believe that a deal with Watt is going to get done between now and training camp, probably through most of training camp. At this point, the way things have gone, I'd be shocked if Watt has a new deal signed before the team leaves Latrobe. It will probably, if anything, be a, week of the first regular season game where you see Watt get something done and the Steelers, finally hammer something out. So Watt still wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, according to Jerry Dulac. Steelers, maybe a little bit hesitant in giving that money. We'll see if the two sides can reach a deal before the season begins. Moving into baseball here again for a second. Some exciting baseball being played on the field by the Bucks. Also some exciting stuff going on technically off the field. MLB prospect rankings have been updated. First here from MLB Pipeline, the Bucks now have 100 players, three players in the top 100 according to MLB Pipeline. Bubba Chandler, who was, to, I think, begin the year, or at least as of a couple of months ago when they did a update of the MLB Pipeline rankings. He was the number 2 prospect in all of baseball. The top prospect pitcher in the game was number 2 behind Roman Anthony of the Boston Red Sox. He is now, we thought all of us thought he was going to be on a fast track to the big leagues, that he probably was going to be with the big league team by now. But he's had a couple of issues. No, not issues, but a couple of things that he needs to refine still at the AAA level. From what I hear, still throwing a lot of pitches, not being as efficient. Needs to work on some secondary pitches, cut down on walks. I know that sounds, like he's got a lot of stuff to work on, but still, though, top pitcher in the game. I still think he'll be in the MLB at some point this season. It just will not be as soon as all of us expect. Next up on the top 100 list for MLB Pipeline, Connor Griffin coming in at number 13, moving up. I want to say lastly he was 37. I don't know why that number is sticking with me, but I want to say he was in the 20s or 30s. He's all the way up to 13 now, top 15 prospect through halfway now through his official rookie year. Was just drafted in the first round last year. Now a top 15 prospect in all of baseball. Can't be any more excited or hopeful for the future with not only Paul Skeens, but at least one bat. That kid right there, Connor Griffin. More on him here in a second. The last Pirate on MLB Pipeline, top 100, Hunter Barco, his first appearance in the top 100 of MLB Pipeline, coming in at number 80, left-handed pitcher. I want to say he's past Thomas Harrington and Braxton Ashcraft for Pirate prospect pitchers, left-handed pitcher. Haven't seen many of those. I think most of the pitching prospects for the Bucks have been right-handers. So left-hander Hunter Barco started the year with Double-A, now up in Triple-A. Had a injury that kept him from pitching, I think, for a couple of weeks, but still, though, in the top 100 at 80. Exciting stuff, I think, still to come from him. Back to Connor Griffin for a second and Bubba Chandler. This right here should get you doing backflips it should have you salivating at the thought that this kid, not this year, it'd be a hell of a stretch this year, but next year, that Connor Griffin at 20 or 21 years old could be in the major leagues, batting, at the top of the lineup for the Bucks. He is now, according to Baseball America, which they are just as reputable of a prospect ranking as MLB Pipeline, Connor Griffin, the number 2 prospect in baseball, according to them. Started at low A Bradenton, now with high A Greensboro, which was destroying the baseball with Bradenton, now with the Greensboro Grasshoppers. He's only gotten better. Every night that Greensboro plays, I'm seeing a new highlight from him. He should be in Altoona right now, and I will, his first game in Altoona, go there and watch him in person. That's how electric Connor Griffin he is. The number 2 prospect in baseball, according to Baseball America. And it's not like he's a hard number 2, because still, just like MLB Pipeline, number 1, according to Baseball America, the number 1 prospect is Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony has been up for a couple of weeks now in the bigs with the Boston Red Sox. He could be losing that title of prospect here soon, which then would mean Connor Griffin, according to Baseball America, the number 1 prospect in all of baseball. Absolutely insane. So also here, Baseball America, he came in this year, Griffin, 57th in their top 100 for prospects. And now he is the heir apparent to the number 1 spot. Also, did mention Bubba Chandler. Not sure where Baseball America had Chandler before this. I cannot remember. Chandler, though, still top 10 at number 10. So 2 Pirate prospects in the top 10 of all of baseball, according to Baseball America. 1 guy, pitcher here, who's been described in the past as a Paul Skeens light, probably going to be here by the end of this year. And another kid, Connor Griffin, the further he goes up in the pipeline to the major leagues, the better he gets. He could be here next year, and I am all here for it. Exciting stuff there. Moving along here, just some minor news relating to the Major League Ball Club. Colin Holderman looks like he is going to be back here pretty soon. Yesterday, he had his rehab assignment that he started down in Florida, had it transferred to AAA Indianapolis, so he is with the Indians right now. I expect him to maybe make one appearance, at most two, and then he'll be back with the team. I think I saw a picture of someone actually post-game interviews in the Bucks clubhouse after their victory here today. There was a Colin Holderman jersey hanging on a stall behind whoever was getting interviewed. So we could see Holderman possibly join the team here to begin this 3-series road trip starting in Seattle Friday evening. Also, another minor move here for the Bucks. They did make a trade yesterday, a minor one, but still, this is a Pirate who's been with the team for a while. Hunter Stratton has been traded to the Atlanta Braves in exchange for outfield prospect Titus Dumitru, hell of a name there, and cash considerations. Stratton been with the team for quite a while now. He's consistently bounced up and down between AAA and the MLB. I liked him. Thought he, should have gotten a longer stint here in the MLB, but did get DFA'd, I think, a week ago. He has now since been traded to the Braves for 22-year-old Titus Dumitru, hitting .231 in high A baseball right now, was a 16th round pick in 2024. So he's quite a ways away from the big leagues, and of course cash, because Pirates, they need cash. Bob Nutting sure as hell ain't putting it into the team. A couple other things here on the Bucks. Gonna tie this one into the Pittsburgh Steelers a little bit. Damar Hamlin, he was at the Bucks game last night. Got to see a pretty thrilling 1-0 victory. He was there throughout the game, pumped up as all hell. And also there's a video out there of him jumping up and dancing as David Bednar is coming into the game. Bednar, of course, sure all of you know, Renegade, his walk-up song, or his walkout song to the from the bullpen to the mound. So Damar Hamlin, hyped up, pumping his arms up and down at that. Damar, I'm not saying this because, well, I'm not entirely saying this because you're a Pitt Panther, but hey, Buffalo, are you possibly willing to, Steelers, all of a sudden, they could use an extra free safety. And I think, personally, a Deshaun Elliott, Juan Thornhill, and Damar Hamlin safety trio with Jalen Ramsey rotating back there every now and again, I could live with that. Bring Damar home. Food for thought, Omar Khan. A couple other things here. Paul Skeens, even though he did not get the win yesterday, was pretty active, I will say. Pre-game, was out there. I don't think this was him pitching last night. I don't think it was. This might have been the night before. This was either before Monday night's game or last night's game. Anyway, Paul Skeens apparently has a future in groundskeeping. He was out there, a picture of him from Noah Hiles of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, I guess working with the field crew before the game. Hiles posted, Paul Skeens looks to have joined the Pirates grounds crew. He's been out there chopping it up with the boys for a good 15-20 minutes now. And then Hiles followed up with Skeens after the game. Skeens saying he was out there because he was bored, added that he would love to cut grass professionally whenever his baseball days are over. So Paul Skeens, landscaper, maybe in his future, could also, be joining the military. I think I saw something as well. Skeens, according to his former coach, Mike Kozlowski, I think this might have been the coach he had at Air Force. Skeens plans to serve in the U.S. military. I think we can guess the Air Force when his baseball career is over. His former coach Kozlowski saying, quote, "It's a big deal for Paul to be able to serve our country." So Skeens, hell of a baseball player, generational pitcher, has a lot of irons in the fire post baseball here. I mean, I'm sure he will make a ton of money that he can do whatever he wants post his baseball career. And if he, stays in a relationship with Livy Dunn, she's got dough too. They'll be set for life. But Skeens possibly joining the armed forces, possibly being a groundskeeper at PNC Park. Thought that was hilarious. More power to Skeens. He can do whatever the hell he wants. If it keeps him in Pittsburgh, being a groundskeeper after his big league days are done, I'm cool with it. Last couple things here for the news story today. Happy birthday to Caleb Ferguson. Had a damn good showing in last night's ball game, keeping the game at 1-0. Also, there is a saga with the Bucco billboard in PNC Park. Apparently, some guy, I think this was for the Friday night game. You can text in if you've been to a Bucco game before. You can text in a message to the Pirates, and they can put it up on the scoreboard. Apparently, someone posted there, "Hey Cheryl, it's Tim. Can you take me back? Sorry, I kissed your sister," or something like that. That got Twitter ablaze. We got another chapter in this saga today for the afternoon game. Someone texted into the Bucco billboard, "Tim, Cheryl won't take my calls. Did you tell her something from her sis?" Probably a gag. No, almost no chance that this is real, but all I'm saying, crazy things happening in Pittsburgh. The Bucks are winning games. Also, I saw someone say, ever since that kitchen fire was reported at a building across the river during the Bucks Friday night game against the Mets, and that smoke has come across the river to PNC Park, the Bucks haven't lost the game. Also, they've done nothing but shut out teams when Tim is begging Cheryl to take him back for kissing her twin sister. Crazy stuff. Last thing here, hockey related. Nothing to do with the Penguins, but I will say yesterday for the live stream of the NHL free agency, had TSN on beside me. Bob McKenzie, hell of an analyst and insider for TSN on the NHL, announced that he is going to retire after 48 years in the industry. Lots of people relied on him for the latest in NHL news. I sure was following him yesterday and throughout the past couple of weeks. With all the potential trades coming for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So congratulations to Bob McKenzie on a hell of a career covering the NHL. Okay, going to take one last stroll here through Twitter. See if we got anything else going on. Of course, covered it pretty much almost up to the minute that it's been posted. The picture of Aaron Rodgers with his receivers now spreading like wildfire on X right now. Another picture here, Rodgers getting a photo. I assume this is at his house. Anyway, he's got his 4 other wide receivers aside from DK Metcalf that are there. Scotty Miller, Ben Skoranek, Calvin Austin, and Roman Wilson. Bad teammate, huh? I thought Rodgers was going to be a locker room cancer. I thought he was going to cause nothing but drama. But here he is, getting the boys out to California. Still scrolling here, seeing if there's any other news. The Alexander Alexeyev signing by the Pittsburgh Penguins was made official during today's live stream. Other than that, not seeing anything else here, ladies and gentlemen. So I think that is going to put a wrap on today's video. Yep, just seeing more and more pictures of Rogers and the boys. So with that, one more thing, actually. Forgot to do this. Talked about it. I want to say it wasn't on Monday. Well, might have been on Monday. I think it was on Friday last week or something. The Pittsburgh Steelers this year will be the 50th anniversary of the Terrible Towel. And the Steelers, they came out with a special edition of the Terrible Towel. And happy to say, I was able to cop one. Look at that thing right there. Here, let me get the banners here off the screen. But there it is right there. Back it up a little bit from the screen, bring it back in. I was able to acquire 2 of these beautiful 50th anniversary Terrible Towels, numbered out of 1,000. Was able to get them. This one here, 361 and 369. The numbers that I got for him. Also, have not taken any of the tags off of these yet. Not sure if I am going to. These are probably going to be decorative pieces, but with it on here, you got this tag here. Looks like a simple tag. The Terrible Towel, Myron Cope official. In the back of it here, guess you get this complimentary with the $50 you spent on the special edition Terrible Towel. Not able to get this one out. Was able to get the one out for this one. Anyways, got like a little book here as well. Origin of an Icon. And then that on the back here, the Terrible Towel is poised to strike there from Myron. But yeah, little bit of a brief history in a booklet on the Terrible Towel. Going to read through this in depth, but happy to say was able to get a pair of these. These will not leave my family. Again, of course, love Terrible Towels, love collecting them. Got a whole wall of them over here just off camera. Got an American flag one, camo one with the Renegade lyrics on it, one with the 6 Super Bowl rings. Also got, I'm not sure if they're still there at the Steelers Pro Shop. Got one of the Terrible Towels with the picture of the stadium in the background of it. Still says Heinz Field. And a couple of others. One around the corner here I cannot see. But yeah, 50th anniversary Terrible Towel right there. Beautiful. Thank you, Steelers Pro Shop. Got this. Got these 2 in no time. Also, hard lettering here on the Terrible Towel. So $50 for these is definitely in good condition. So yeah, wanted to show you guys that. 50th anniversary Terrible Towels have been acquired. Pittsburgh Pirates on a hot roll. Hopefully they can continue this hot streak into the All-Star break. Pittsburgh Penguins, dark road ahead, but very bright light at the end of the tunnel. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers working out with his wide receivers, as we are all still on cloud 9 with Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith joining the team. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me here today. Going to be back here again tomorrow night, same time between 5 and 5:30 for the latest in Pittsburgh sports news. And we will maybe wrap up the week, maybe not. Again, do not know if I will be live or not for Friday for the 4th of July. I understand everybody has something to do that day. But we'll be back here tomorrow, talk more news. With that, for the final time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to the channel real quick. Back to the comment section here. Freight Train, thank you very much for joining me here tonight, Freight Train. I appreciate it. Thank you again here to Steelers Pro Shop. Beautiful, Terrible Towel. Love these things. And for the final time, like, share, and comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Also, make sure you turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. We are up to 457 subscribers. Thank you all on for nearly an hour and a half tonight. Lots to talk about. Appreciate you all for joining me. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. Let's marinate and enjoy at least a brief bit of Pittsburgh Pirate success. Have a great night, everyone. See you back here tomorrow. Peace out. Let's go, Bucks.